Hello, it's me, French Ted, and we are here for the next episode of our fantasy booking WWE. It is the Monday, the 20th of January in game, and I think we've only got a couple more shows until the Royal Rumble. Let's just take a look. So today we're going to be looking at main event and Raw. We've then got 2 SmackDowns left and 1 Raw. Ooh, it's getting close. I think the card for Royal Rumble is finalised. I think it is just going to be the 2 women's title matches, the World Heavyweight title match, and then the 2 Rumbles. I think that might be it. I can't see any other matches being booked. But who knows? You never know. Not much has happened, obviously, since we were last here. Except that we have booked main event, and I think main event might have to go soon, and I'll explain why. Let's jump to the event first, and I'll show you. Let's get all the way to the bottom. Here we go. So this is what happened at main event. So we had Bo Dallas take on Tony D'Angelo. Tony D'Angelo is leaving the company when his contract expires in a couple of weeks. And yeah, just wanted to see what Bo could do, get Bo over. He got a 54. Not very good, because even though we now have the YouTube deal... Oh, it says unaired. What? But we've got the YouTube deal now. We have a YouTube deal, right? Hold on. Network deals. Main event. Yeah. Okay, interesting. As live. Yeah. I don't know. Let's just go back to the event, sorry. Yeah, so it says unaired, it says 0 attendance. I just, after every single match or segment, it's like, sorry, we don't want to put effort in. So every match gets a dud, or close to a dud in terms of wrestling quality, and no one gains pop. Bo gained 0.1 because he put effort in. Tony D'Angelo dropped, but I don't care about that. She's just there because she's Tony's manager. We then had the announcers put over that it will be Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend making their Raw debut to actually take on the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. They're not on Raw. They're just being brought up for this match just to kind of see what they can do, because they are a duo that I'm thinking of bringing up. Because I just think they've got a really good look, and I think they'd be quite good. Then we had Cora Jade take on TNA's Li Ying Li. Is it Li Ying Li or like Lei Ying Li? I'm going to say Li Ying Li. Cora Jade wins the match, a 34, another dud. And then in the main event, Javon Evans defeated Berto in a 47. Again, another dud. No one gained pop. Kind of annoying. Oh no, I don't want to copy it. Yeah, so I don't know what to do with main event. We can always go into here and we can make it normal, but by making it normal, it will then affect our popularity. And obviously the kind of things that we want to do on main event, we don't exactly want to have that affect our popularity, because we're going to average like a 50-60 rated show at the most, because we're just using small talent. So I don't know. I think what I might do, because going back to the event, I'm not going to go back to it, but the promo that said that Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend will be featuring, everyone got a pop boost there, so obviously in angles effort doesn't factor. So I'm tempted to just put on like 1 dud and then just do 40 minutes of promos where people just gain pop, because why not? But it makes no sense. How are they gaining pop from those promos if no one's watching and there's no one in the arena? Yeah, I don't know. It's a conundrum, and it might be something that the game developers and stuff need to think about, because if no one's it's weird that no one's viewing it. Yeah, either way, that's it for this opener. There's not really much else to talk about. Nothing new has happened here. I haven't tried to sign anyone new. So yeah, let's just dive straight into our main show, the one that hopefully will get a nice big crowd. Monday Night Raw. And here we are. The show opens with someone who we haven't seen in the series so far, which is kind of crazy. It's Roman Reigns. He is finally here on Raw, and he is here to send a clear message. So Roman Reigns, of course, makes his entrance with Paul Heyman, and the crowd lose their shit for the OTC. You know, we haven't seen him all series. He's now here. Heyman kind of bows before Roman before handing him the microphone, as Roman has got some things that he wants to say. So he says, I know what you've been saying. Where's Roman? Isn't he supposed to be on Raw? Where the hell has he been? Well, I've been sat at home, taking my time, relaxing, because I do things on my time. But the Royal Rumble is coming up, which means it's now time for me to take my place in the main event of WrestleMania. You see, WrestleMania doesn't exist if Roman isn't a part of it. So at the Royal Rumble, I'm going to be throwing 29 other superstars over that top rope and take one more step towards reclaiming my place at the head of the boom. Suddenly, Judgment Day's music hits, completely interrupting Roman's promo, and Roman looks pissed. Led by the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Liv and Raquel, the rest of the Judgment Day are here as they make their entrance, as if Roman doesn't even exist. Heyman is trying to calm down Roman, because obviously Roman looks like he wants to throw hands, with Paul kind of saying, look, it wasn't planned for you to come out. They were meant to open the show, kind of pointing to his watch, gesturing like, hey, there's a schedule. So Roman kind of leaves the ring very slowly while staring down each individual member of the Judgment Day. Of course, Liv and Raquel don't give a shit. They're preparing for their tag team match up next. But, you know, Finn and Dom especially kind of teasing Roman a little bit, with, you know, Dom kind of a little bit more scared than what Finn appears. But yeah, Roman completely cut off, but he said he's back and he is looking to win that Rumble and headline WrestleMania. But that is it from Roman. Goodbye, Roman. We now turn our attention to Liv and Raquel for the opening match, which is the one that was mentioned on main event, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship against NXT's Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend. Nice pop changes from everyone except Roman, because, you know, he's up there. It's going to be hard for him to increase any more. But yeah, really, really good segments all round. Let's go straight into that tag team title match now. And here we go. 58. Okay, maybe Jakara and Lash aren't ready for this yet. It kind of annoys me they don't give them the NXT banner when they come up. But hey ho. But yeah, in a decent match, can you say? Probably not. It is, of course, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez that get the win. Let's look here. So Jakara and Lash were both struggling for breath by the end of this 14-minute match. That's not good. So they've got momentum though, so they did well there. They've got good gimmicks. We put Tyson Kidd, our best producer, on this just to kind of help, which obviously helped Raquel. We can't just blame Jakara and Lash. I'm sure Raquel brought this match down a little bit as well. And yeah, Liv gets the win with Oblivion, and not much else to say. They retain. They're still our champions. A good effort from Jakara and Lash. Back down to NXT you go. And yeah, we continue with these two as our tag team champions. Not much to say here. 58, 58, 58 all across the board. You know, slightly above average. I'm assuming 50 is average. We'll see. Although that's definitely not average. But yeah, moving on, as these guys leave the ring, we get a nice little promotional video for Penta, as it is confirmed that he will make his debut in the series next week. And it's a 100 because we throw the production quality up on these and it gives everyone a nice little boost. So yeah, Penta will feature in ring next week for the first time in this series. Very, very excited about that. We follow Liv and Raquel backstage as they continue making their way to the locker room, celebrating their win, when suddenly, out of nowhere, Liv Morgan is blindsided by Michin. She's thrown into a stack of chairs against the wall and then kicked in the head for good measure before Michin makes her quick escape. Raquel rushes to go after Michin, but then realizes she should probably check on Liv instead, as the backstage staff and medical team swarm, seeing you know, how Liv is, of course. So yeah, random attack from Michin. No idea why that happened. I'm sure we'll find out down the line. Maybe it's just a way to kind of get herself noticed. Who knows? But yeah, this is the first appearance from Michin, and she's just kicked the fuck out of one of our tag team champions. Yeah. Everyone gaining pop here, which is really good to see. A 91 from Michin attacking Liv. I quite like that. The badass gimmick worked well with this story beat. And a small few people were offended by the level of violence. Oh, calm down. She got thrown into chairs and kicked in the head. You know, chill out. While the medical team take a look at Liv Morgan, we do head back to the ring where Sheamus is making his debut in this series, I guess, as he takes on another debutant in Santos Escobar. And in a fairly decent match, Sheamus gets the win with the Brogue kick. Santos had a boost because of his gimmick. Santos selling is really good. No pros here for Sheamus though. Interesting. Of course, Angel and Berto were here on hand to help out Santos Escobar where possible. But yeah, small popularity jump here from Sheamus. Not much. Little drop from Santos. You know, it's expected. 76 from the crowd. A 69. Nice. Match quality. 73 overall. Fair enough. You know, I kind of view both these guys as mid-card now. Sheamus, once upon a time, was a little bit higher, but I think he's solidly mid-card now. Yeah. Let's head backstage now where we're catching up with Damage Control. Cathy Kelly is on hand to talk to Damage Control about the events of last week. So, you know, Cathy Kelly just catches up with them and, you know, talks to them after all of them lost in that 6-man match against Charlotte and Nia Jax as well. To go to Kai, still upset about being the one that was pinned. She apologizes to all of her teammates for losing the match and preventing any of them from having that opportunity of facing Rhea Ripley. Asuka chimes in and says, not to worry, they're all in the Royal Rumble, so one of them can win. Whereas they're all kind of like perked up a little bit more. Io then jumps in and says, Damage Control is stronger than ever, and one of us will win the Rumble and go to WrestleMania. And they all seem pretty happy, high-fiving each other, hugging, dancing, whatever they do. And Cathy's kind of just enjoying it, I guess. But yeah, really nice little segment here. Damage Control, they haven't got to worry about anything. There's no Damage Control in Damage Control. They're still good. They're still as strong as ever. Everyone gaining pop except Rhea and Asuka, which is, you know, fair enough. So does Asuka have more pop than Charlotte? Interesting. 76 overall. Decent little segment just to kind of continue this Damage Control storyline. We stay backstage now where Drew and Braun Strowman kind of come face to face in the locker room. So yeah, they cross paths backstage and exchange a few harsh words about each other. Drew then says that he would see Braun at WrestleMania after winning the Royal Rumble, but he just can't see Braun being on Gunther's level. Braun is obviously pissed off at that, tries to intimidate Drew by kind of standing over him, looking him in the eye. But of course, Drew, being just as big as Braun, doesn't get scared, doesn't get intimidating, and just equally stares him down as we kind of fade to black to our next segment. So yeah, nice little promo segment here. Braun gets a little bit of pop. Drew McIntyre, none, because I think he's kind of on that level of pop anyway. But yeah, Braun, I mean, does Braun have a chance against Gunther? We'll have to wait and see. Braun is, of course, a monster of a man, but smaller men have taken him down before, and I mean, Gunther's not a small man by any means. And Drew seems to think that Gunther may have his number. We do stay backstage again, where we catch up with the Judgment Day as they check in on Liv Morgan after being beaten up. So yeah, led by Finn and Dom, the rest of the members of the Judgment Day catch up to check in on Liv after her attack. They're in the little medical room. As they're talking though, we hear kind of a little scoff and chuckle in the background as the camera pans to Roman Reigns standing in the doorway, laughing at them and claiming that Liv Morgan maybe got what she deserved. Dom looks pissed, and Finn rushes forward to approach Roman to give him what he deserves. But he is then held back by JD, Carlito, Raquel, etc. As Roman Reigns kind of chuckles and walks off, Finn looking visibly, you know, pissed off. JD then tries to defuse the situation by saying, you know, hey guys, I've got my title match now. Who's coming out? They all kind of look a bit dumb, where Carlito says, I'll come. Dominic obviously wants to stay and look after Liv. Raquel wants to look after Liv. Finn is kind of still laser focused on where Roman Reigns was. So yeah, that is up next. It will be Braun Breaker versus JD McDonough for that Intercontinental title. The rematch from last week that was interrupted by A-Town Down Under. Everyone gaining in pop except Roman, who drops a little. Interesting. But let's head straight to that title match. Now, the second title match of this show. And of course, it is Braun Breaker who wins. But you can see some faces here and a not so familiar face. So let's just find out what happened first. So during the match, of course, A-Town Down Under, they completely ignore what Adam Pearce said and they appear again, looking to distract and antagonize Braun Breaker, costing him his title. As Carlito and JD do some slimy work and get the referee distracted, A-Town Down Under look to make their attack when suddenly a hooded man comes out of nowhere and takes out both Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, helping Braun out, I guess. Eventually he removes the hood and it is revealed that it is Karrion Kross who makes his debut in the series. He kind of gives Braun a little nod. Braun's a little bit confused, but returns to his match as Karrion Kross continues to dispose of A-Town Down Under, forcing them to retreat to the back. And Braun continues the match and goes on to win with a beastly little spear on JD McDonough. The question is though, why is Karrion Kross helping Braun? Is it a vendetta against A-Town? Is it because he likes Braun? I mean, what's the angle here? I guess we'll have to wait and see. But Karrion Kross seemingly helping, you could say, Braun retain his Intercontinental Championship. We marked this as a steal the show, so both guys kind of up their game. We wanted it to be an improvement on last week, and it seems like it was. Braun Breaker, of course, is riding away with momentum. Huge star power. Yeah, and of course he retains the Intercontinental title. 74 crowd, an 84 match quality, which is really, really nice, and a 78 overall. I'll take it. We head backstage where it isn't Cathy Kelly this time. It's Kayla Braxton as she is talking to Jay and Jimmy Uso. So Jimmy and Jay are with Kayla as they kind of talk up their chances of either of them winning the Royal Rumble. Jimmy says that he will do everything in his power to make sure that either him or his brother win. But on the small chance that that doesn't happen, Jimmy reckons that him and Jay should team up again and run it back and aim for the tag team titles at WrestleMania. Jay seems pretty cool with that idea. They share a little high five, a little fist bump, when suddenly they're interrupted by the New Day, stating how sad it is, or Xavier Woods says specifically, how sad it is that the Usos have to come up with a backup plan if they don't win. And of course, they're not going to win. But the fact that they're making backup plans for when they inevitably lose is incredibly sad. Jay, of course, is kind of frustrated by this, so he challenges Woods. He says, yo, Woods, why don't you quit the talking, because we know you're good at that. Why don't me and you have a match one-on-one right now? Xavier Woods is like, well, I can't, I'm not ready, I'm not in my ring gear, I haven't done my stretches, I haven't done this. When Kofi says, enough, Woods, I'll take you on, Jay. So the match is set. Both men have said, yo, let's do this, let's go. And they just leave Kayla behind as they make their way to the ring for a match, an impromptu match. It will be Jey Uso versus Kofi Kingston right now. Decent little segment here. Everyone jumping in pop except Jay, because of course he's a little bit higher than the rest of them in terms of his popularity. But we're going to see Jay and Kofi take each other on right now. Yeah, random. I know, but let's do it. And yeah, of course, Jimmy and Xavier Woods are ringside. We went for steal the show again, because why not? Apparently they really upped their game, but we only got a 2.5 star match quality. But yeah, Kofi's got a good gimmick. Jay put in huge effort. And of course, Jey Uso comes out with the win. Both Jimmy and Xavier Woods getting involved in the match. It was a little bit chaotic. The crowd seemed to love it, which is really, really good. Which of course helped with the final score being a 79. And yeah, Jay gets one up on the New Day. Is this going to be a feud that continues? I don't know. But it seems like the Usos have come out on top this time round. Before we head to our main event, which is that confirmed match last week, CM Punk taking on Damian Priest. Rhea Ripley has a kind of pre-recorded vignette video talking about her match at the Royal Rumble. So yeah, Rhea Ripley cuts like a kind of pre-recorded promo talking about her upcoming match with Charlotte Flair at the Royal Rumble, kind of very high level discussing their history together, their previous Mania match that they had for the NXT title, and how this match in particular has come at the perfect time for Rhea Ripley in her career. You know, she's at the top of her game, she's the best she's ever felt, she's in the form of her life, and she's really, really looking forward to getting one up on Charlotte Flair. Yeah, just a simple promo here just to kind of continue the heat between these two, I guess. Charlotte Flair jumping up a little bit in pop, Rhea staying the same because she's already mad popular. But this does take us to our main event match as CM Punk makes his entrance. 97, nice. This is a 97 and he gets no pop change. What? But CM Punk makes his way to the ring as he goes to take on Damian Priest in our main event match. Hopefully, it's a good one. Because I haven't really looked at either of these guys' stats, and I'm not too sure if Punk's in-ring stats are low. But we'll see. Let's have a look. We got an 84. Okay. Went for Steal the Show again just to see if it makes a difference. Maybe it did. Who knows? So Punk, great gimmick, huge star power, puts in huge effort. No real comments on Damian Priest here, but Punk does come out with the win. Gets a pretty decent pop increase, to be fair. 0.3, 0.4 in Europe. Africa love a bit of Punk. And then Damian Priest drops just slightly. But a 96 from the crowd. They ate this up. They love this main event. That's probably due to the star power of Mr. Punk here, good old Phil Brooks. And the 68 match quality, not the best. I might have to have a quick look at what Punk's wrestling skill level is. And then an 84 overall to end the match. One thing I'm happy to see is that Punk didn't say that he was like short of breath by the end of the match, because I put this as a 24-minute Steal the Show, and I feel like it would have really pissed me off if it said that CM Punk was like tired by the end of it. I would have probably gone into the database and just increased his stamina. But yeah, that is how we end the show as CM Punk celebrates with the crowd. I thought I'd try and get like a cheap, you know, high rating to end the show, because why not? And again, it's a 96, but Punk doesn't increase in popularity. Yeah, his 96 is too low for Punk. And yeah, that's how we end the show. And we did pretty good, 82. Love that. These are all the comments and notes from the event that just took place. Feel free to pause and read as you wish. So a couple of things that we need to check is... what were the things we needed to check? We need to check Asuka's popularity against Charlotte's. I think Charlotte was in the 60s, if I remember last time. Well, wonder what Asuka's is. And then, of course, take a look at Punk's wrestling ability / stamina. And maybe the same for Jay and Kofi, because that was quite low as well. So let's end the show and let's take a look at those before looking at anything else. Let's ignore any mail that pops up. We've got 5. Let's go to roster. Asuka should just be here, shouldn't she? 75. Whoa, okay. Whereas Charlotte's was 61, 69. Nice. And then what is Punk's wrestling skill? So Charlotte's is 84. 78. Okay, so it's not terrible. I mean, these are pretty good. These are really good stats, to be fair. Stamina 95, good. What was Jay's wrestling ability? 75, okay. But everything else, really good. Kofi? 74, okay. And so what was Priest then? Maybe Priest let us down a bit. 75. No, I mean, they're all pretty good. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. That's all good. AJ, 84. Yeah, let's jump to here. I think it's just... So we made some money. So on YouTube, we had 1.6 million viewers on main event. And we actually made some money, so that's pretty cool. So maybe main event is in keeping. We sold 20,000 tickets. So we sold 20,000 tickets for WWE Raw and main event. I'm assuming all of those were for Raw, so they just didn't bother with main event, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, okay. So not much else to check just yet. We're going to fast forward to Friday, where we'll then take a look at, you know, NXT Dynamite and things like that. So let's just keep going. Oh, we've got some mail. Push request. Hey boss, I think I've put in the work and I deserve a push. I would like to receive a push sometime before the 22nd of April. Oh, that's ages away. Rejecting this promise will make them upset. If you accept and meet the promise, they'll be very happy. So I'm sure we can just accept. And then if we just go to roster and then Dominic. And he's mid-card. Should we just change it to upper mid? Make the change. Is that it? Oh, there we go. Cool. Dom's happy. That was easy. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I don't want to spoil anything. But I do have Dominic Mysterio plans. So, you know, that kind of works. Let's keep going. So we're on Thursday. Now we're on Friday. SmackDown hasn't been booked yet. So don't get ahead of yourself, guys. We've got 2 comments here. What's happening here? DPW are planning a big push for Tankman. Nice. And Kenta is going to start working. Okay, it hasn't changed. But Kenta is working with Noah. Cool. Let's go to event histories. We were here for Monday Night Raw. Anything happen on the Tuesday? NXT. Let's take a look at NXT. Sold out to a local large room of 1,000 people in Florida. We've got a match here with quite a few people where Javon Evans, Trick Williams and Riley Osborne defeat Jasper Troy, who doesn't look like Jasper Troy, Saquon Sugars and TJP. We then get an angle involving Wesley and Channing Lorenzo, who's about to be without his Don soon. Angle involving these lovely, lovely women. Another angle involving more lovely, lovely women. And then a match where Ariana Grace and Jada Parker. I love Jada, but who doesn't love Miss Parker? Let's be honest. As they defeat Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley. Another duo that I'm a big, big fan of. We then get a huge multi-man match here where the team of Dexter Lumis, Gabe Kidd, Eddie Thorpe and Keanu Carver defeat Hunter Smallback, Francesco Akira, Sean Legacy and Josh Black. Why are we not putting TJP and Akira together? I mean, I know they're probably not a tag team in NXT, but come on, guys. But it's nice to see Gabe Kidd on the card and getting the win. We've got more matches, jeez. Okay, we then got a 4-way here where Ridge Holland gets the win over Elijah Holyfield, Cutler James and Lance Anoa'i. I'm going to need to make a new Cutler James picture because that is just stressing me out. And then in the main event, a non-title match where Obafemi defeats Tyson DuPont, who has a really good look. I don't think I've ever seen him before. But yeah, pretty good card. A 60 in that main event. That's really good. 42, 54, 50s. Okay, around the 50s is fine, I guess, for now. 45 overall. Decent amount of viewers. Cool. Can't complain. Anything on the Wednesday? Dynamite. Let me guess. Hold on. Let's just make a prediction. Are we going to see Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm face each other? And are we going to see Takeshita in the main event retaining his title? Let's find out. So they're in New Mexico, United States. Hook. So Kyle Fletcher defeats Hook. Nice. Swerve defeats Kota Ibushi. Kenny Omega defeats Jack Perry in a 100. What? Oh my god. Angles. We don't care about the angles. More angles. Oh, what a surprise. Mercedes Moné retains against Timeless Toni Storm. And then in the main event, Takeshita defeats Daniel Bryan. Look at that. They're so predictable. 96 and 81. I mean, to be fair, pretty strong show in terms of the matches. 70 overall rating though, so that's odd. And anything else that happened on that day? Oh, Road Tour to New Beginning. I don't think they do anything crazy on the tours. It's just lots of random matches. Oh, Takeshita in the main event on the same night. Hold on a second. On the same night. Okay. That's something that I think the game needs to explore. So developers, if you're watching, yeah, you can't have Takeshita in Japan and in New Mexico at the same time. But yeah, in 88, as Tanahashi continues to lose. We haven't seen Tanahashi win a single match in this series so far. And then I think finally we've got TNA Impact and another New Japan we'll take a look at. Let's just look at the matches. Kazarian defeats Bapinda. Mustafa Ali defeats Elijah. Mike Santana keeps winning and defeats Cody Deaner. Alan Angels defeats Jonathan Gresham. Joe Hendry, who I think is the current TNA World Champion, defeats Leon Slater and Cardona. Ash by Elegance and Heather by Elegance defeat Li Yingli and Jodie Threat. And then in the main event, Nick Nemeth, who I think is their digital media champion, defeats Eric Young. And then just quickly looking at this, any matches? Of course, they run it back again, and Tanahashi loses again. It's just wild. Wild, wild, wild. But that is it, I believe, for this episode. We are getting closer and closer to the Royal Rumble. It's just there. It's just there. So we've got SmackDown tonight in the next episode. We'll have Raw next week, and then SmackDown the following week. And then we are there at the Royal Rumble. And I need to start making some long notes about what happens during those matches. But yeah, very excited. Oh, Malachi Black has gone exclusive with AEW. Interesting. And Steph Delander has left TNA. Oh, do I want Steph in NXT? Do I? I need to sneeze. I need to sneeze. That sneeze is coming. Oh. Apologies for that. But my sneeze has convinced me that we're going to sign Steph Delander. Oh, we can't. Of course we can't, because some stupid small company has given her an exclusive contract. Let's just shortlist her just to stay on top of it. Oh well, cool. Is Stephanie McMahon? Oh yeah, she is with us. Okay, cool. Not like she's alive, but yeah. Ah, Stephon Smith. Sorry, I'm doing it again. Thank you very much, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. Please like, comment, subscribe, do it all, and I will see each and every one of you in the next one.